In your films, initially the manic pixie dream girl was rescuing these men until in Tamasha, where she couldn't really rescue him and he had to rescue himself, But why are these men not going to a therapist?
Because therapists are not as interesting as these women.
Okay.
Like if I had to choose between going to a therapist or going to Tara, that is Deepika's character in Tamasha, I would go to Tara.
All right, we're talking love with the love specialist Imtiaz Ali. Hello and welcome, Imtiaz.
Thank you.
Imtiaz, your films famously have a very Rumi-esque and Sufiana quality to them. Where does that come from?
It comes from the subconscious. It's not as though I'm looking out for things to put into the films that I read from various sources. But yeah, I'm surprised that a lot of things come from the works of very great philosophers like Rumi, etc.
All right, it's been 15 years of your debut film, Socha Na Tha, which released in 2005, and it's considered the ultimate lesser known rom com. And it's very refreshing even today. It marked the debut of Abhay Deol, produced by Dharmendra's banner. What are your fondest memories about the film?
I was very happy to receive your message asking for an interview for Socha Na Tha. It's my first film, and everyone will tell you that there is no experience like making your first film. And Socha Na Tha, there were many things that were unique, but the fact that I was out of nowhere, having no footing, no one knew me, and suddenly I landed a film produced by Sunny Deol and Dharmendra for Vijayta Films. It was an unbelievable situation for me. And then it took many, many years to make this film. And I think we bonded terribly. We bonded very, very close. Everybody who was in this film, actors and cast and everybody. There are many, many fond memories, but I feel that the one that I was remembering recently is that I had thought that it took 4 or 5 years for this film to make.
Hmm.
And I thought when this last shot of this film is taken, I will just go away from here and just go. I'll just go somewhere and be just by myself. My work is over, that kind of. So Film City में shoot कर रहे थे, and then that final shot happened. And then I walked away from the set. I said cut, and I walked. And I walked, and there was a forest kind of thing in Film City, and I went and sat inside that forest. In 1 minute, I felt so bored that I walked back. And I realized that, sometimes when you expect something, that expect to feel a certain way, you never feel it that way.
Yeah.
So and then I realized that I was faking it. I was faking the relief. I was not feeling any relief at that point.
Okay, that is
It's a
really
special
interesting.
film.
Yeah. And is it also true that you wrote about 10 scripts in the time that it took you to make the film?
Yeah, actually, Socha Na Tha took a lot of time, and the very interesting thing and very important thing in my life that happened during that time is that to just keep myself sane. There were so many days where I wasn't shooting, etc., that I used to sit and just write. I was trying to be useful to myself and to my career, and I would write, and many scripts were written at that point of time, which I got to make later. Many, like all of Rockstar and
Jab Vi Met.
and Jab Vi Met, and all of that got written at that time.
Do you think if Socha Na Tha had released today, it would have been received with more commercial success at the box office?
Well, commercial success at the box office has many parameters, and not unfortunately all of them are in the control of the director. But yeah, for that time when I was making Socha Na Tha, it was supposed to be a very alternative film. It was almost like art film. So because here there is a guy who's the hero, but he doesn't look like the hero because he doesn't have big biceps. He's not wearing tight clothes. He's not fighting 20 people and winning, So he was a very different kind of a guy. And also, there was no villain in this film. Can you believe that a big problem that a lot of people had with Socha Nata is that इसमें तो कोई villain नहीं है. So how can you have a story or a love story without an opposition, a barrier, a villain? So therefore, it was supposed to be a very alternative love story. Today, when I look at it, I feel that it's the most, like it would be the most commercial story. Two families, arranged marriage, they say no, then they fall in love with each other. This is almost like it would be a very typical love story.
Today, yes, but I think 15 years ago it was
Yeah, that
very
time
raw.
it was very alternative.
Do you miss the rawness of your films? Because now I think people know what to expect. Not to say Socha Nata was not predictable. Yeah, it was. You knew they were going to end up together. But now we know your motives. That time you were still raw. Do you miss that rawness?
I don't miss the rawness really when I see Socha Nata. I've not seen Socha Nata for a very long time, but when I see my old films, I don't really have a great impression about them. Personally, I feel that there are so many things that I could have done better. Or not, even if I'm making a film now, there will be so many things which later I'll see and say I could have done better.
Mm.
It's not, I don't know whether I miss the rawness. It's like, it's not as though I put something over there called rawness, which I miss now. Not like that.
Okay.
But I think that the moment you rest on what you have achieved or what you're known to have achieved, you become boring. You have to constantly innovate. You have to constantly walk in the direction of the unknown as a filmmaker.
Walk in the direction of Hotel Descent in the streets of Ratlam as a filmmaker.
Exactly. You have to come out of what is familiar. Although the expectation from you will always be what is familiar.
Yeah.
Everybody who meets me with a lot of love for Socha Nata or Jab We Met or Rockstar, no matter what they say, but at the end of it, it's like, make one more film like Highway. One more film like so and so. And say, like, if I have to make one more film like this, then I will die.
It's too boring for you. I can understand.
It's not possible. Nothing is the same. Everything, if you try to make something the same, then it turns out to be a disaster.
Yeah, it turns out to be too formulaic if you try to make it the same, for sure. I have to talk about Jilted Partners. It all started with Karen and Mahesh. And then we had famously Anshuman. So talk about all these people who lost out on love, Imtiaz. Why are so many people losing out on love in your films?
Because they have, I feel that a story where there are two people who want to be together and end up together is no story. There is no journey, there is no evolution. I also feel that every story is the story of the progression of a character. Like, you are something and the story makes you something else. The change in you is the story. So I feel that if you get what you want, then there is no change.
But the journey is within you, you feel.
No, I feel that if you get what you want, and after that you start realizing that I don't really want it, that is a story.
Which happens so many times, right? Anytime there's a marriage or a wedding in your film, it's not going to go well, So that always happens. And if I'm right,
that is something that I'll have to change now. Maybe I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. There is no happily ever after with a wedding or marriage at the end. Usually all Indian films have that, happily ever after, and then you expect there's going to be a wedding but that's not happening in your films.
Jab We Met, it happened.
Yeah, but they didn't.
It happened.
Yeah, fair enough. But there are other marriages like in Love Aajkal, where she walks out, and in all these films like in Tamasha, I don't see them married.
But then you can imagine that they will get married. The fact is that Viren and Aditi meet for a social engagement, for marriage.
Yeah.
They refuse the social engagement, and then they start a personal engagement.
Yeah.
Which becomes so binding to them that they want that to be formalized by society, because the point is that these two people want to be together.
Hmm.
And for that, if they have to now get married, they marry. They will get married. There's no problem with that. But the point is not for anybody that मैं शादी करना चाहता हूँ. That's usually that's just a setting so that I can get to be with the girl.
During Socha Na Tha, you also got arrested on the Versova beach when you, along with the film's lyricist, Irshad Kamil, were discussing the songs while taking a stroll. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I didn't. We didn't get arrested really,
Okay.
but we got picked up. And oftentimes, what used to happen is that we used to work music. Sandesh Chandile was the music director, and Irshad Kamil and I.
Hmm.
We used to meet
Hmm.
after the day's work was over, which was usually at 9.
Hmm.
And all three of us had family at home. So, and our houses were small. It's not as though we could meet in the house.
Hmm.
So we used to meet outside on the street. Sometimes on Versova beach. So this particular time, police people came. Now we are trying to explain to them, क्या कर रहे हो रात को 2 बजे वर्सोवा बीच पे. दे चेक कि ड्रग्स तो नहीं है. तो फिर पता चला कि नहीं, ड्रग्स तो नहीं है. तो so we were trying to say that actually, sir, let me tell you the truth. We were actually working. Nobody is going to believe that these young boys are standing on the beach and working at 2 o'clock at night, right? Now these guys were really confused. They wanted to pick us up. What work do you do? Sir, we are trying to make a song. ये क्या काम है? So, at that point of time, no, I'm a director. We are making this film. And, he's the music director. We are all looking like, these teacher boys. So it was an interesting time.
You were talking about Sandesh Chandlia, and Jab We Met started your journey with Preetham, but it also had Aoge Jab Tum Sajna, it's such a lilting, lovely melody, and that was composed by Sandesh. So was that your Socha Na Tha bond that asked you to?
Yes, actually, since we spent a lot of time together, I knew many songs and melodies that Sandesh had, which I thought I'll use at some later point. Actually, Preetham and I had worked together even before I was making films, when I was making television series. So we had done, there were 2 TV series that I had made where Preetham had made the theme song of. So there's a very interesting story over here about music directors, that when I started Socha Na Tha, I was told by the producer. My producer was a very respectful, Sunny Deol was actually the one that was talking to me. With a lot of respect and love, he treated me. But he had said that you should have 2 people that have done some film before. The rest can all be newcomers. So when I got Ayesha, and Sunny actually saw her on the set for the first time. He didn't even see the heroine of his film in which his brother was getting launched, etc. That much he trusted me. However, he said, music director and the cinematographer, you should have somebody who has done a film before, because you have not done a film before. Fair enough. I wanted Preetham to do the music of Socha Na Tha. But Preetham that time had done no film. So then, I couldn't take him there. And Sandesh, who had done a film before, had done a few films, and his songs were hit at that time, was taken in. And then I formed a bond with Sandesh, and I wanted him to do the next film that I do, which turned out to be Jab We Met. This time, 5 years had gone by. And the producer of Jab We Met said that, nahin, we should take a known film music director. Let's take Preetham. So Preetham is my original friend. And now I'm fighting to say, let's not take Preetham, let's take Sandesh. And then finally we decided that, chalo, Preetham will do it. And so Preetham and I worked together on that one. But the most popular song even today of Jab We Met is Aoge Jab Tum Sajna.
Mine is my favorite too, yeah.
That is the song that is played most on the radio.
Yes, for sure. Mine as well. And speaking of Jab We Met, I can't but talk about Geet, who's such an iconic character that many leading actors today like Bhumi Pednekar, Parineeti Chopra have said how that was their audition scene, in fact. And you've spoken about how you think the film needs an overhaul. That how how you would have done it differently today. So, what do you think about Geet? Is she perfect, or would you rewrite her today?
No, it's not that I'd rewrite her role, but um, I mean, what I would change not necessarily is the script.
Hmm.
You know, actually, when a director talks about a film, there are many more aspects than he looks at.
Hmm.
Usually,
Okay.
when when a film viewer
Hmm.
or a journalist talks about the film, he or she just looks at the performance,
Hmm.
the actor, and that's fine. That's how we want it to be. I wouldn't want to change the way Geet is.
Hmm.
I would not want to change the way Kareena has acted in that at all. All of that is great. Um, there are other things, like setting details, or like if you're showing that a street is in Ratlam, then it really needs to look like Ratlam. It
Hmm.
cannot look like any generic street. Things like that I would change.
Okay, stuff like that you would change. All right. I this is something that I wonder about. In your films, the the protagonist is progressively getting crazier in love. In Rockstar, he had a meltdown. Then in Tamasha, there was a meltdown, and then even in Laila Majnu, which you didn't direct, of course. I felt the hero was crazy in love. Are you saying love makes people go crazy?
No, love has the potential to redefine a person.
Hmm.
Love has the potential to change a person's character, nature, behavior. Usually, when a person is going on in his life in a regular way,
Hmm.
being a regular person, when he gets that injection,
Yeah.
he breaks out of his boundaries. Then that breaking out of the boundaries can be something very pleasant, can be something very beautiful, but it can also be something very devastating and dangerous or antisocial. So when you actually say that, but the word love is a very, misunderstood word. Everybody understands it in a different way. So the love that Majnu feels,
Hmm.
the object is Layla. He wants Layla. Or the love that Ved in Tamasha feels is a different love. That's a yearning for himself. Like that's a yearning to be what he believes he is or what he wants to be. But that is also love.
Yeah.
And what Jordan, when he's playing the guitar and when the he wants to release from the anger of his own existence. Like he feels this anger. Expression of that anger is also love.
Hmm.
So I think at some point of time you start to see as you grow up that just I like that girl or I like that guy or I like that person and I want him. And that yearning for that person and getting or not getting that person is not the end of the story. That is just the envelope in which there is a letter, and that letter is important.
All right. Even your interviews have a very poetic feel to them, I have to say, Imtiaz. And also in your films, initially the manic pixie dream girl was rescuing these men until in Tamasha, where she couldn't really rescue him and he had to rescue himself. But why are these men not going to a therapist?
Because therapists are not as interesting as these women.
Okay.
Like if I had to choose between going to a therapist or going to Tara, that is Deepika's character in Tamasha, I would go to Tara.
But these women are doing so much emotional labor. All these women in these films. Geet has to get Shahid out of his punk. Tara has to deal with it. All these women are doing so much work, don't you think?
But then, how much work did Shahid's character Aditya do in Jab We Met? The whole
Yes, he
first
did.
half is his effort. And
Yeah,
she's on some wild goose chase,
yeah,
and she's completely going to self-destruct had he not been with her. And
yeah.
also, I feel that um, then even somebody like Jordan, who's as senseless as Jordan, like he goes to Prague, he finds her, he breaks her marriage, he brings her out, he gets with her, and finally kills her. All the work Jordan did.
Yeah, yeah. Poor women. Just a prayer for all these women.
And what about the highway Mahabir? Like poor guy, he has to kidnap her. He
Hmm.
has to make her realize that see, you are not happy at home. Now, if he hadn't kidnapped her, she would never have known that she was so unhappy and so stifled at home.
Hmm.
Then he had to die so
Hmm.
that she realizes that oh, I don't want to be at home, and then he will find it. Men are also working hard in my films.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. I also wanted to ask you, we've seen, you do love story, love story, love story, and then you come out with She on Netflix.
Yeah.
What a deviation.
Yeah, actually, what happened is that I wrote, when I wrote Sochanatha, it was the first story of that kind that I had ever written.
Hmm.
And then, I think there are many cycles that happen in the mind of a person. So I went through that whole loop. I was going through that whole loop of such, you know, films that were in a certain way. But now I think that there are many other types of stories that I want to tell that are coming out.
Hmm.
Different types of movies from the ones that I've made before, and I'm very excited about that. So she was kind of a glimpse to what lies ahead, I feel. And I'm very excited about the prospect of having more such films and more such stories and shows coming out.
Is it going to be a show next or is it going to be a film next from you?
Well, I think that personally, I will always be a film director.
Hmm.
But while I am living my life of a film director, there will also be uh, less or more in number shows on the digital platform that I will show run. So let's see what comes out next.
But most importantly, will it be a love story?
I have no idea. There are equal numbers of people that tell me, please don't make a love story, and and those who say that please make a love story. So
Yeah.
I'm not listening to either of them. I'm trying to see what is it that I want to do. And in a way, every story is a love story. And I wouldn't want to make a conventional one.
Hmm.
I definitely want to walk a path that I have not walked before.
I'm very excited to walk that path with you as a viewer. Thank you so much, Imtiaz. What a pleasure. These were all questions I've been wanting to ask you for years, and now I finally could. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All the best.